Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Candidly with Coffee.
Buenos dias.
Happy Friday.
Yeah.
Favorite day of the week. And it's going to be sunny.
That's why it's a happy Friday.
Oh, thank God. We actually have some plans this weekend.
The weather changed.
We haven't
it's
had
all
plans
sunny
in a
next
minute.
week, too.
I know.
Thing. No rain. Gone.
It's about time
Yes.
because it is California and it's May.
Yes, and we're spoiled and we get angry. We don't like rain in May in California.
No.
It's a big
We
no.
get very upset.
Yeah.
We are spoiled.
Yes.
So
We pay for that price
I
to
don't
live
have
here.
coffee today. I have a Celsius. Let's try this. Arctic Vibe Sparkling Frozen Berry. Let's try. Ooh, that's pretty good. Can you tell how many grams of caffeine is in there? Milligrams?
If you move your hand, I could probably tell. I could try.
I don't know.
Green tea lifter straight.
I have no eyesight for small print. Sorry, guys.
It's in there, but it doesn't.
Okay, let me
say.
give it.
Can I
Never mind.
sip it?
Yeah, go
Try
ahead.
it?
Try it.
Okay. I'm going to give my honest opinion. If I don't like it.
I don't care what your opinion is. We're not sponsored.
No, it's good.
It's good, though.
No, it's good. Want me to drink more? It's
No,
good.
I'm just trying to read it. I have to hold it far away in order to read it.
I know it's hard.
Anyways,
it doesn't really say.
I can't read anything. I don't think this has as much caffeine as like traditional drinks, but right off the bat, the can, okay, let's just go over this. It says accelerates metabolism, burns body fat. Come on.
Accelerates metabolism, burns body fat. Okay, let's break that down. What does it do to accelerate metabolism?
It's because anything that increases your heart rate and caffeine increases your heart rate.
Okay, coffee does too.
When your heart rate goes up, you burn more calories.
Okay, yeah.
And when you burn more calories, you could potentially burn fat if you're in a calorie deficit. But it's just so funny the way these claims.
The way
it's
they're
like,
worded.
If I drink a Celsius, I'm going to accelerate. No, not really.
Yes. No, you're right, though. It's all in the wording on everything, on food labels, and they get you all fired up.
Marketing. Yes. And then you get like bamboozled.
Yes.
They call it like health halos too. Like things appear healthy. And so you gravitate towards them and you actually, it's a slippery slope because if something appears healthy, you will give yourself license to consume more of it. And then you end up actually consuming more calories than you would if you would have just gone for the thing that you wanted.
You're right.
So if, I want a cupcake.
I know what you mean by
I'm just going to have a little piece though because I know this is a lot of calories. Or sprouted whole grain bran muffin. Oh, I'm going to have the whole damn thing because that's healthy, right? No, you just consumed 500 calorie muffin.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a mental thing. You think you can consume more because it's healthy. Just like the keto people. Even we're guilty in the beginning.
Yeah.
Overeating calories.
Because as long as they didn't
you
have
think,
carbs.
oh, no carbs? I'm just going to burn body fat, lose weight. Actually, I was gaining weight because I was eating too much fat till you adjusted the
Then I
keto
adjusted
diet.
it.
Yes.
Uh-oh. Are you okay, Phoebes?
Then you adjusted it, and then, bam, I started dropping.
Yeah.
Like that. Whoa, I can see it in pictures.
Yeah, because I was like, wait, why isn't this working? And then I
Yes.
realized that you were drinking like an 800 calorie
those power coffees.
power coffee.
And it'd be gross. It'd be with coconut oil, heavy cream,
Butter.
butter.
I was bamboozled too in the beginning of keto. I was fully bamboozled.
What do we always talk about? What's cool about history, like right now, what we're in, is we could debunk a lot of stuff we learned in life. You know what I mean? There's a lot of BS out there, and people still fall for it.
Yeah, and things change over time. And
Yes,
if I'm going to post the video if you're on YouTube, but you sent me the funniest video, like a commercial from like the 50s that promoted smoking.
Yeah. And it showed doctors it's healthy because it helps reduce stress.
So I'm going to insert.
Time out for many men of medicine usually means just long enough to enjoy a cigarette. And because they know what a pleasure it is to smoke a mild, good-tasting cigarette, they're particular about the brand they choose. In a repeated national survey, doctors in all branches of medicine, doctors in all parts of the country were asked, "What cigarette do you smoke, doctor?" Once again, the brand named most was Camel. Yes, according to this repeated nationwide survey, more doctors smoke Camels than any other cigarette. Why not change to Camels for the next 30 days and see what a difference it makes in your smoking enjoyment? See how Camels agree with your throat. See how mild and good tasting a cigarette can be.
That right here.
Dude.
So you guys can see it, but it just goes to show you how
that's wild.
information changes, things evolve. But that's what we believed in the 50s. And that's obviously that's evolved. And not that I want to get into religious conversations.
Yes.
But that's what you and I have open conversations about that a lot. It's
because I always ask you grew up
it's
Catholic.
like, yeah, the Bible says certain things, right? Yes. But it's like looking at a commercial from the 50s. It's like you look back and go, oh my gosh, it was so wrong.
Yes.
So you got to think like, obviously, the story gets retold and retold. It's like a game of telephone, right? So what really happened?
Exactly.
You have to be realistic.
It's like this. We could be at a table, 6 of us right here. I'm just throwing a number. I tell you a story about something that happened.
Right.
You tell the person that same story. I heard from this person, that person. By the time it gets back to around to me, it's a whole different story.
Totally changed.
Totally
There's
changed.
tons of
and this is proven in modern history, like right now.
Right.
All the time. Happens all the time.
So it's just something to keep in mind.
Yes.
Just something to keep in mind.
I'm not telling you not to believe in your religion, but keep in mind.
No, because
and the wording is pretty to me in these books. Fancy and pretty, and it sounds eloquent. And
let stories
like they sound scholarly. I hate to say this, but we're the smartest society in civilization. Look where we're at and what we've accomplished. Weren't smarter than us back then. They're way behind in times. They're like cavemen. You know what I'm saying? We're way advanced. We're like aliens compared to humans of back then. If they were like to come now and see us, they'd be like, those are us. We have airplanes, jets, cars.
I know.
They'd be
blown
away. Do you
remember when we were kids and we watched the Jetsons?
I totally know where you're going
and
with
I'd
this.
be like, oh my gosh. You can see them on the phone. Like they had those like phones where you could see their face. Hello, FaceTime. It's FaceTime.
Hello. Yes.
So crazy.
Flying saucers. Hello, rockets, SpaceX. We're on our way. It's almost scary because we have to be careful not to let technology get too out of hand. Today I was listening to Joe Rogan. He's like, where is the end game in all this? Like we're always, the future, I think we're going to be part cyborg, part AI, and part human.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be around for that, but that's where it's going.
We never stop.
No.
Can't we just chill?
Yeah.
Can't we like take a pause and be like, you know what, you guys, let's just enjoy life and
we're always chasing future.
They're always chasing. They're humans, I guess.
Yeah. I'm guilty of it. I've done it. We've all done it. Yes, we have certain plans we want to do in the future, but we have to enjoy the present. I think that's what we skip out on is the present.
Yeah, I've really changed my thought process on that. I like thinking about the future, but I enjoy the present.
Yeah.
I really I try to stay in the moment. I'm enjoying today. And then I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to enjoy the next few days. But I don't try not to think too far into the future.
And I think that's where our troubles with our minds. Mm-hmm. I'm guilty of that. I know. So going back into the past is the past, but sometimes we dwell on it and we shouldn't. It's behind us. There's nothing we can do to change that.
Yeah, like I have a picture in the bathroom, and I love that it's in the bathroom because I always see it when I'm blow drying my hair, and that's always when I'm deep in thought. And it says 1 day at a time.
Yeah.
It says 1 day at a time, and I like that because that's what kind of helps you calm the mind.
Right, the noise.
When you get stressed or anxious, it's because you're thinking of too much.
Yes.
What's to come?
Guilty.
What's like?
I'm an overthinker.
What's on the horizon? And because I hate to break it to you, there's always sadness and grief and bad things on the horizon, just like there's good things and happiness and laughter on the horizon.
We always say when things are good, enjoy it to the fullest.
Yeah.
Because the bad is coming too. That's part of life. It's not always going to be up.
Yeah.
There's downs that come with it too.
And speaking of which, I don't know, I just thought of this because I got a little wave of nausea. I've been like a little nauseous lately. I have been nauseous like the last few days. I don't know what's going on.
Huh.
But I'm going to the doctor. I have a doctor's appointment next week, and I have a list already forming. I want a skin check because I want to make sure that I have no brewing issues with my moles. I don't have a lot of moles, but I have one on my ankle that looks a little weird. I want to get that looked at. And then I'm going to bring up the nausea. And I want my hormones checked because I'm fully in menopause now. Once you haven't had a period in 365 days, you are in menopause. So it could be that because I've been feeling little hot flashes and then nausea. I wonder if it's related. And I want to talk to them about officially testing me for that toxicity I have to seafood and shrimp. And I want to figure out what exactly I need to avoid. And do I need an EpiPen?
Yeah, that's smart. It's better to be safe than sorry.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And listen, this is the advice you guys need to follow, people. Take care of yourselves, your health. It's the most important. Only you can do it. No one can do it for you. Go get yourselves checked. Don't wait till it's too late. Look, my friend just last week had to bury his sister. You know, the story we told,
Yeah.
last Friday.
Yeah, the Kim Kardashian lookalike.
Yep. So,
There's an update on that, by the way. I wanted to bring it up.
So-
The woman was arrested in Florida. She is being extradited back to Burlingame, and it's finally out in the media. What we reported very early on
Yes.
was that it was a procedure that was butt injections
Yes.
performed in a hotel room in Burlingame.
Yes.
And I was listening to a doctor reporting on it, and they said what happens is these inexperienced injectors go too deep and they penetrate the vascular system, and they get into if they put any injectable into a vessel,
Yes.
it can cause cardiac arrest, pulmonary embolisms, things like that. And that's what happened with her. And that's a lot of times what it is specifically when it's these hotel room procedures is they go too deep.
I wonder
Whereas
what kind of needles they use to do these procedures
I
with,
don't
or how
know.
they do it. I'm just curious.
What do you mean? What kind of needle?
Because if they go too deep and they know that's dangerous, why wouldn't they get the right size? I don't know. I don't know how
I
they
don't know.
put this. Like men, for instance, men will use syringes for steroids, but and press. So I wonder what kind of needles they use to go that
But
deep.
I
or
don't
get to
know
the
if it's the
vessel.
same with steroids because this is something that has mass.
Yeah.
Think about it. It's
Yeah,
creating
yes.
volume.
So it
in the
basically
butt.
clogs. It just stops.
So it would
clogs. There's
clog
no-
up.
Yeah.
It would clog up a vessel.
Yeah.
It might travel for a while and then clog.
Mm-hmm.
I would think. I
Yeah.
don't know. I'm not a doctor.
No.
The
we're
problem
just-
is neither was the lady.
I know,
And
exactly.
now she's being charged, by the way, with two things. Remember we had talked about it? I don't
Uh-huh.
know. I think practicing medicine without a license and involuntary manslaughter. That's
Yeah.
the charge.
Yeah, it can't be homicide. I didn't think so because wasn't her intention to kill her.
Yeah, but it's involuntary manslaughter.
Wow.
Crazy.
There needs to be awareness, though. This needs to be
Yeah.
talked about, and women need to be aware, like the risks of this. Like it's not worth your life. It's
No.
not worth your life. Just go to the gym and hit it hard. I promise you, years down the line, you'll be hella happy with your hard ass work. You can build a booty. It just takes time.
I know, but if you're gonna get a procedure, just go do your research. Get it from a board certified plastic surgeon. And then of course with any procedure there's always risks, but I'm not telling people not to go get surgery and go to the gym. I hate when people say that, to be honest. It's a little bit of a trigger. Just go to the gym.
I
It's
know.
not that easy all
I
the
know, I
time.
know.
And sometimes it's nice to have a little bit of help.
Some people are guys better genetics.
But
But that's good advice. Go to a licensed doctor.
but
Don't do
go
no
to
black
a-
market procedures.
Yeah, don't do that because
It's not
that
worth it.
is scary.
Because we've known people personally
Yeah.
that have done black market procedures before
Yeah,
this, way
and
before
listen,
this.
I knew
Botched
people
one.
years ago who went and had horrible experiences in Mexico with
Yeah.
liposuction and stuff. Very scary experiences, botched procedures
Yes.
done and things like that
Oh, my
years ago
goodness.
before it was like a popular to go on.
You know what they would do for surgeries? Instead of having anesthesia or whatever, these fools would get buckets of ice, get bags of ice, and just numb the area that they're going to perform surgery on. That's insane.
By the way, there was a story I came across of a girl who, I think in Colombia, she was getting a nose job and she died. It was a young girl. And a lot of times these surgeries, in order to be cheaper or to save money, they don't put you under. They just give you a local, which is fine. But in facial surgery, it is very dangerous. And she had a nose job because the
what's
bleeding,
dangerous? Local or
a
anesthesia?
local.
That's dangerous.
Without going, you need to go under because when you go under,
Uh-huh.
you're intubated and your airway's protected and open.
Okay.
When you're under a local, this girl, she aspirated on blood because she was under a local and not general anesthesia. She
Yeah.
wasn't intubated, and so they didn't have her airway. At least if you go into some sort of a respiratory arrest and they have you're intubated, you have airway, they can give
Yeah.
you. They can
Wow.
give you oxygen.
I'm glad you explained because I never understood the difference. Because we live locally, right, for our colonoscopy.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's local for the colonoscopy. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's local.
You're partially awake. I knocked out,
Yeah.
of course.
So she aspirated and died during a nose job, which is considered a super safe procedure.
Yeah.
But just keep in mind, if you're going, even not out of the country, but in the U.S., there's a lot of surgeons that they'll do general because you save a couple $1,000s by not having an anesthesiologist present.
Yes.
But it's okay for some procedures, but not for facial procedures because of the blood.
So this is what you got to ask yourself. How much is your life worth to you? If you have to spend 2-3 more thousand, is you want to gamble with that or you want to just take the safe road and pay that? So that's what these ladies have to ask themselves.
Yeah, because you have an anesthesiologist there. They're monitoring
They're
everything or
professionals.
whatever.
Yes.
And here's something else. Did you ever know why they tell you not to eat?
No. I just thought maybe like they don't want you puking when you're under, or maybe the
Yeah, it
stuff,
could
or
cause
maybe like that stuff will make you sick.
it could
nauseous.
cause you to it could
You
cause
could
death.
choke on your own food.
Yes.
That's what I assumed. I don't know if I
Yes.
was right. Am I right?
Yes, you
Okay.
can choke
I
on
didn't
your
know.
own food. It can come up.
That's what I always
And
thought.
you can choke on your own food. You need to have an empty stomach. Your gastrointestinal needs to be empty
Yeah.
so you don't lie. Because an anesthesiologist came on TikTok and was saying a lot of people, they'll be like, oh shit, and they'll lie saying, oh, I didn't eat. And then it
No.
could cause problems. That could be your life. Do not lie.
I played with fire with my leg surgery when they cut me open the first time. I ate the night before and the day of, but it was a Murray surgery. Doctor, we can't wait.
Yeah,
I was scared.
think
I was
that
like,
if they know, then they know to be a little more cautious or to look for what to look for or whatever. But yeah, you can't mess around.
Man,
It's just
no.
I didn't know it was that. I didn't know it was because you could vomit or choke on because it can come up what's in your stomach. I thought it was because then they don't know how much to give you because you have food in your system. I thought that it affected like how much their calculations.
Got you.
But that's not it. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I thought that was very.
Because think about this also. Like I got put under 4 times in a month, which is way too much. That's actually dangerous. I was nervous in the last one for my bicep surgery. And after I came out of that, felt disgusted, nauseous the whole day. I didn't want to eat. That was the worst I've ever felt. The anesthesia just killed my appetite for the whole day.
A lot of people have bad effects from that. And did you know that anesthesia, like when you go under, it's especially
It's dangerous.
debilitating for elderly. It causes a little like psychosis sometimes or issues, dementia. It actually accelerates dementia and things like that by being put under. So you want to avoid it if you can as you get older. And then there's certain vitamins and things you'll want to like take. I think like B vitamins and things after to repair the brain.
Yeah.
Vitamin D and B vitamins.
You're
and
only
things.
supposed to get put under once in a blue moon. I did it 4
I
times
know
in
that
a month.
my dad, oh God, it was
Dangerous.
so scary when he had his surgery. It took him so long. I have videos of when he came out. It took him so long to get his wits about him. Like 24 hours. He was completely out of it. For several hours after he woke up, it freaking broke my heart because he thought my mom was still alive.
Damn.
And I had to
retell
him.
Messed his memory up a little bit.
Yes, he's all, what did I survived. Did you tell your mother I'm okay? What does your mom say? What did your mom think?
Whoa.
And I'm like, oh my God, I have to tell my dad all over again that my mom died.
Man.
And I did have to tell him. And it was sad because
Did he have to relive it like it was fresh?
I was videoing because I wanted to send a video to my siblings like, hey, Dad's okay. He came out of it. So I have it on video. And then I go, Dad, and I stopped the video because he goes, did you tell your mother? Like, did your mother know I'm okay? And I was like, Dad. And I stopped the video. And then I continued telling him, like, Dad, Mom died.
Damn.
And he's, what? Oh, it broke my heart.
Dude, to
Broke my heart.
forget and have to relive that, like, no, almost forgot about or
broke
didn't
my
know.
heart.
Wow.
Like, I was like, oh my God. Then I started to think, is he got permanent amnesia? And he was agitated and just in a weird headspace after. And it took him, like I said, the first 24 hours was very hard. It was very difficult.
Remember,
he had a hard time.
Remember Vicky, our friend who's a nurse, she said they usually don't like putting older people under. It's very rare because it's dangerous for them.
Yeah, you have to the trade-off. His was
Yes.
emergency surgery. He didn't go.
Yeah.
He wasn't going to make it. He
Yeah.
was losing blood
It was
very
rolling
rapidly.
the dice on this one.
And so it was like we had to. It was life-saving surgery. And look, we're coming up on that year anniversary, so it was worth it.
Crazy.
It was worth it. And my dad, for those of you who don't know, he has stage 4 colon cancer, and he opted not to do chemo. He chose not to do chemotherapy, and they gave him 6 to 9 months to live. And we're coming up on the 1-year anniversary.
Yeah.
That was the right choice for him.
Yes.
Because
Chemo would have ended him quicker.
Yeah, because he's 83 now. For sure, I do not believe he would have survived the process of the chemotherapy.
It's painful.
It's just a lot. It really takes you
damages
down
your
to
cells.
nothing.
Yeah.
And he made a good decision for him because he doesn't do well with pain. He doesn't do well with feeling sick. He doesn't do well at all. And I think he would have lost his will to live. You know what I mean? I feel like shit, like take me out of here. and he would have given up. I don't think he'd be alive today. He made a good decision for him, and we supported whatever he wanted to do.
Yeah.
And
good call.
he's still alive.
Yeah, still here.
He was all excited because I think sometimes he gets it in his head that he's a burden, and so we must be looking forward to when he's gone. So especially me, because I take care of him most of the time, like that it must be a lot of work, that I'm waiting for it to not be a lot of work. And that's obviously not true. I want him to live as long as possible. I told him, Dad, I will do this for 20 years if it means that you're going to be here. Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
But he doesn't listen when you say that. But I guess he caught me. He like latched on to something I told him the other day. I said, Dad, the summer's coming. I said, should I get you some shorts for the summer? Because it's going to be hot. I didn't think anything of it. And he is, oh no, I think I have some, but maybe get me a pair or two. And the next day, just goes to show how this man stews on things. The next day he said, I was thinking last night, he goes, you think I'm going to live until the summer? I was like, what? He's, because you want to buy me shorts. That means you think I'm going to live until the summer. I said, yeah, Dad, I do. Of
course.
And he was like so happy because I think he felt like because he caught that I said that, he found that I truly feel that way.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I do. Like you have to think that. I think right now we just do like.
You got to understand what's tough, especially for men. This is the hard part is men, we love to take care of ourselves. We don't like to talk about our mental health and this and that. We like to take it on the shoulders. And as you get older, your father was the head of your family.
Right.
He's the man, took care, he's always handled things. And now once in his life, he has to get taken care of. And it's different. It's hard for a man. Your mother took care of him and she's no longer here. That's his wife. But now his kids have to take care of him.
Yeah. My mom took really good care of him.
Yeah.
But the other thing is, it's interesting because we had this discussion the other day too about that. And I said, I'm taking care of you. And it's like I'm showing my kids, like, this is what you do for your parents.
That's it.
And it's like a pay it forward kind of thing. It keeps going, right? This is what they're seeing, like, this is how you do it. Your parents take care of you and your babies. And then when they need you, you take care of them. Yeah.
The tables are always going to turn.
And so I'm like, I'm taking care of you, but selfishly, I'm teaching my kids how to take care of me. You teach by example, right?
Yeah, it's true.
So anyways, I do mean that though. I would do it forever if it meant he'd be here forever.
Yeah. Yeah, of course.
You know?
Life, man.
All right. Hot coffee topic. There's a woman out of Utah who wrote a book on how to handle grief and like how to help your kids deal with grief. Because she lost her husband suddenly and she has 3 young kids. And now she's arrested for his murder. Can you believe the audacity of this woman?
Lady.
You freaking wrote a book and you killed him?
Yeah.
She poisoned him with fentanyl.
Oh,
they found on her text messages that she had been communicating with the dealer and he gave her something and she tried it and it didn't work. It just made him violently ill. And then she went back to this dealer and she goes, I need the Michael Jackson stuff. And he gave her fentanyl.
Damn,
and she made him a cocktail, put it in his drink. And then she said that she went and slept with her boys that night because like they're little. So she went and was in their room. And by the time she went back to her bedroom, he was cold and dead. And that she didn't. Yeah. And so.
Wow. It was almost a perfect murder though.
Yeah. Scary, right?
Yeah, because. I don't know. He could have been an addict undercover, and she didn't know. She could have said, "I didn't know he was doing that stuff."
Yeah, exactly.
He played dumb.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah, because it could have been an accidental overdose. But I think that the funny thing is, I think that he suspected something, and he told somebody that if something happens to me, look at my wife, because they were on a trip or something and he was violently ill after she made him something and he started to suspect something. Like, yeah,
all of a sudden. That's like
me. Yeah, he goes, I think she might be after the money. So he changed either his trust or the life insurance beneficiary. He changed it.
He was onto something.
And she thought it was her, but he changed it before he died.
Hey, kudos to you, my man. That was slick.
Yeah.
He had a good game. He had good intuition. It's too bad he didn't catch her doing that. What he should have done, that happened to another woman too, but they filmed it. The husband suspected that he was getting poisoned by his wife.
Mm-hmm.
He put a camera, and sure enough, she was putting stuff in his soup or something. It was on camera. She got busted. I don't remember where I saw that.
You know what I was thinking? And this is so morbid, but being in the hospice experience, I bet you there is a very high rate of murder-ish
Acceleration.
type behavior
Yes.
with elderly.
Accelerated deaths, as I call it. They're going to die, yes, but you're accelerating it.
Because
and
if
you're
they're
not
in
God.
hospice, they're not going to, unless there's some, for whatever reason, the hospice team is suspicious, there's not going to be an autopsy.
No, you're right.
That's scary. Because, you know, when money's involved and you've
Yes.
got a crotchety old parent that maybe wasn't the best parent to you or whatever, now you're taking care of them, you might like
And they're leaving you a huge
scary.
something,
And
a
that's
lot of
why
money.
people get scared. Like they get scared, the elderly.
They do. They get abused a lot.
They do.
They get hit, beat on. That's sad. You shouldn't treat them like that. That's somebody's parents, man. Somebody brought these people. They brought you into the world.
But I started thinking that, wow, I bet you there's a lot of this that goes on. Or
Yes,
the other thing
you're right.
is because you have access to medications when you're caregiving for an elderly. What about addicts and stuff? They probably like gravitate towards their elderly parents or elderly people to get their fixes, like on medications.
You're right.
You know what I mean?
Yep. Of
Morphine, Xanax, like those are the types of
course.
medications that are administered in hospice, and you have
Yes.
access to these medications. It's scary.
It is. It's crazy. You just can't. Sometimes you can't even trust your own kids.
No, especially when money's involved.
Yes.
People are.
All the time. Like you said, that guy was suspecting his wife of something, so he
So he
moved.
switched his
He made some
life
changes. That was smart. He
insurance.
probably put everything
Yeah.
in his kid's name, so
Mhm.
they probably get a huge chunk of change at 18. You know, he probably set them up. Smart and got it out of her name.
Yeah.
She ain't
I
gonna
think
get
he
a
left
piece.
it and he ended up like putting his brother or something like that as the beneficiary or
Smart.
something like that.
Yup.
But
She ain't gonna
Crazy.
get nada.
all right, moving on. Do you remember that case, the Natalie Holloway case back in 2005? The girl that went on a trip and went missing into Aruba. I followed it really closely back
We
then.
saw a documentary on it, yes.
That Vandersloot guy that ended up, he actually is serving 28 years right now in Peru for killing somebody else 5 years later.
Yes.
He's being extradited, even though he's mid-sentence in a Peruvian prison. He's being extradited to the USA to stand trial for some crimes related to Natalie Holloway. Not murder, because they never discovered
Uh-huh.
her body. They never
Yeah.
found her body, but for other charges. And the Peruvian government agreed to extradite him so he could stand trial and have to answer to some of those crimes. I thought that was crazy.
Ooh, he's gonna have to do time here.
Yeah,
Ooh.
maybe.
wait, what?
There's no statute of limitations on murder and stuff like
No.
that, huh?
Negative.
Because
None.
it's been 18 years.
I know.
That's crazy.
But you have to remember, look where Aruba's located geographically. There's a lot of oceans and marsh, and he probably was smart. Probably put her somewhere where like the wildlife can get to her.
No, I
It has,
think.
remember, it had like weird, like they couldn't
Yeah.
get through certain areas, like marshes. It was weird, like weird area.
Yeah, and if you don't find it before like total decomp
Yeah.
happens and stuff like that,
Bodies they decompose fast, especially out in the wild like that.
crazy.
Sad. It's dangerous traveling international. You gotta be
It
careful.
is. I would be scared.
Careful who you meet.
Alyssa's about to go on an international trip. She's with her boyfriend,
Yeah.
but I'm a little scared about it.
I know. I feel like being the psycho dad and follow her just to make sure she's okay as a bodyguard.
I want to make sure she's got her location on. I need to know her hotel information.
That's-
I want her to check in every 12 hours.
Yeah.
Just give me a check in because the time difference is going to be so crazy.
Bali, Indonesia, she's going to?
Yeah, I think it's pretty safe there though. And
It
she's
is.
staying at a nice resort.
No, it
and
is.
She's with her boyfriend. Have amazing time there.
I just always say this before you go anywhere like that. Make sure you currently check like the climate over there. Make sure it's not like no civil wars or a coup going on or something crazy. Because sometimes
What's a coup?
a coup is like a government. You overtake the government. You throw the government. Or like a general will get overzealous, but like I'm gonna take out this president. Or I'm gonna take over the government, and they use the military. Basically, what we've done, the USA, many times over. Take out the government, plan our own in. But anyways, you just got to be careful.
You always got to be careful when you leave the
I mean,
country.
look what happened to a friend of
regardless.
ours over there. He's wearing a fancy watch, thought he was cool,
Oh,
hanging out with
where
locals.
Was he?
Was it Cambodia or Laos?
Yeah, I think he was in Cambodia.
Or Laos, hanging out,
And he
drinking.
got stabbed, right?
Got stabbed.
He almost died.
Yes, they had to
For
fly
a
him to the hospital in
watch.
Thailand for a watch. He was over
Yeah.
there flashing an expensive watch. Bro, no. Those people are poor,
You
man.
don't
No way.
realize,
You crazy? I don't care if you're American.
yeah, when you're out of the country, you have to kind of,
You got to understand.
you can't
them
be
people are
flash.
poor
Can't
out
be
there.
flashy.
They look at it like, I got to feed my family. I'm going to do what it takes.
Like when we went to Colombia, we were warned, there's a lot of people on the little motorbikes.
Yes.
And we were warned, be very careful because they ride up right next to you and they'll snatch your purse. They'll snatch
Ain't they?
when you're walking the street.
Or the passenger on the back of the motorcycle jump out, put a gun in your head, and take everything you have.
Yeah, I'll
We
just
used to-
take everything.
Yeah. You just got to be careful when you're at other places. Low key. Just blend in as best as you can.
Yeah, leave your expensive jewelry at home.
Yeah. There's no need to go over there and floss and then people.
Mm-mm.
Don't do that.
Nope.
Not
All
worth
right,
it.
moving on. Really quick, there was a premiere of Real Housewives of Atlanta last night. We were watching it, and I just want to touch on this because I thought it was funny, and I experienced it when I started dating
Who's
after
we?
my divorce. You and I watched a little bit of. You watched it with me, Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Damn, I forgot.
And
Oh, the other night, the
Sheree,
other
one
night.
of the
That's right.
characters, she's dating this new guy, and he's like a player kind of guy or whatever. Like he's got a reputation for sure. But there's this drama in the cast because they're like, hey, rumor has it he's also dating somebody else in Atlanta. And there's all this drama that he also DM'd one of the other cast members, whatever. But when Sheree is asked about it, she confirms they're dating. They're not in a relationship.
They're not exclusive in a relationship.
Doesn't dating mean you are dating, like you, as in you may be dating multiple people?
Yeah. When I was single for 4 years, that's what I called it, dating.
Dating.
I didn't commit to that one person.
Meaning that you are free
To do
to date other people,
what the F I want.
right?
That
Because
is
I
correct.
dated other people. In all reality, we're honest with each other. We happen to date for a long time, longer than most people date before they be
That's
in a
true.
relationship.
Yeah, we did.
We dated for almost 6 months.
That's a long time.
And we spent a lot of time together. So it seemed like maybe we were in a relationship, but we were not official until it was like 6 months.
Yeah.
So in that time, dating means you are dating. You are potentially talking to other people. You are going out on dates with other people. You are dating.
You're taking
remember
you're taking the cars for a test drive during the day.
dating.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what dating
Of
is.
course.
So, like I was single
People make
for
it
the
a big
first
deal
time
here, man.
in a lot of years. I'm like, okay, so because then there's the confusion of, okay, we're not going to be in a relationship, but can we be exclusive? Isn't it the same fucking thing? What is the difference between being exclusive and being in a relationship?
Because
Please
some
explain.
people, I think some people's exclusive means, okay, I'm exclusive, but I'm still dating. I don't know.
No, but what does that mean?
Exclusive?
Yeah, if you
I'm committed to that person.
that means you're in a relationship. There's no difference between exclusive and a relationship.
Just wording.
It's wording. It's dumb.
It's wording.
I remember when
Will you be my girl? It was more little kids. When you ask somebody out to be your girlfriend, will you be my girl? Will you go out with me?
Yeah, and until you
Will you be
make
with
the
me?
commitment, you're like, okay, we're in a relationship.
It's
That's
two
when
adults.
you cut
both agree.
everybody else out from that point on. Up until that point, fair game. That's my opinion. I thought that's
Me too.
what dating was. I remember I was married for a long time, so I didn't know how to date really. I thought that's what dating meant. And I remember going to my sister and being like, I'm confused. Doesn't dating mean I can date multiple people? And she goes, yeah. And I said, but some guys don't think that. I remember I went on a date with someone.
Uh-huh.
I know we're not in a relationship, but I just want to let you know I'm only dating you. And I was like,
Pause. Fellas, my single homies, don't ever say that bullshit. That is
And
dumb.
I
You just
felt
gave up
so-
all your insecure
I
cards on the
just felt
table.
so uncomfortable because
Oh.
I couldn't, with a clear conscience, say the same thing. I
Yeah.
just was like, and he said it face to face. It wasn't like a text. We were eating, and I was like, oh, okay. And I was like so uncomfortable, and I like pulled back after that. So I was like, okay, this is too.
He just shot himself in the foot, dude.
Yeah.
Like, bro, like, I've heard that too. Trust me. Yeah, okay.
I just think
I'm
it's-
not. I'm just telling you right now. I'm not. I'm free as a bird.
That's what I thought. Yes. Are you respectful? Do I go to you? Do you go to me and go, yeah, I can't go out with you because I'm going out on another date tomorrow, whatever.
course.
No,
You
you're
don't
just
do-
coy about it.
Yeah.
Respectful.
Yeah.
But it's the unspoken, what's up? We're not in a relationship. So yeah, like,
We need to get a poll how people feel. Like, What do you guys think?
Now, I think here's the thing. I
wanna
think
get people's
with
takes.
us, the difference with us is that most people absolutely do not casually date for 6 months. That was a very long time. But it's because we met and started dating very soon after I separated.
Yeah.
So I wanted some time. And so we just stretched it out. And you knew I probably needed some time. And
I wasn't gonna press you. I'm gonna be truthful to you. First started hanging out with you, going out and all that. I was having fun, but I protected myself not to let myself get too close to you because I enjoyed your company. Because I ain't stupid. You're coming out of divorce.
Yeah.
I know when I came out of my breakup, no one was gonna.
You thought I was going to be on a 4-year bender?
I didn't know. Hey, but listen,
True.
you're free. You're single. You're married for how many years? Who am I to come and just take that away from you?
Yeah, and the thing that's funny is I wanted to have a single summer, and I didn't make it to summer, but I wanted to have a single summer.
Yeah,
and so
and that's okay. Can't blame me for that. I didn't want to settle down either after I broke up with my ex. I was like, hell, no, I'm free. I'm gonna enjoy the hell out of this. And I did.
And like I remember my friends were like, I thought you were gonna have a single summer. I'm like, well, you can't plan for relationships and things like that, but we pushed it as far as we could in terms of just dating because it was a long time to be just dating.
Yeah.
But I would like to know your opinions in the comments on YouTube.
Yeah.
Is there but most people though I would say they'll date for maybe a month or two and then enter into a relationship.
Always by like month 3, yeah. For some reason or another.
Did you get that? Like I said, I explained in my situation, yes, I did get, when I would go on a date with someone, they automatically I felt like the pressure, like they thought, oh, okay, we're dating now, just you and I, to see if it works and there's nobody else. I felt that feeling. And then that one person literally told me, but did you get that with people? I know I never did that to you personally.
No, nah.
Never. We had one conversation and that was the conversation where we decided to be in a relationship.
Yeah.
But did you get that from other people you were dating? Kind of, hey, so is it just me? Did they ask you questions? Are you dating anybody else? I would never ask that question, by the way.
I'm sure I got it. I can't remember off the top of my head who, but yeah.
I'm not asking you to share who it was, but
yeah, for sure. Or where are we at? That one.
Where are we at? You
We're
hated
nowhere.
that. Where
Yeah,
are we at? What do you mean, where are we at?
Yeah, where we at?
What would you say?
Nowhere. We're dating. That's where we're at. I didn't commit and pretend to be in relationships. Hell no. I didn't want to be.
Yeah.
I can't say I didn't want to be. It's just that whatever reason, I wasn't ready at the time to be in a relationship, or that person wasn't the one for me that I want to settle down with. But I did want to enjoy myself when I was single.
Yeah. I just think it's funny because I know that like you were in that scene. Me, not so much. I dated people that are completely out of they were not anywhere in the scene.
Yes.
But you were in the mix of everything.
The
So
party
it's
scene,
kind of
life
people
scene.
thought like they felt some type of way like, oh, she's dating him, but she doesn't know he's dating other people, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, they maybe thought they had the upper hand or like they had chisme or juice or whatever. And I was like, we're not in a relationship. So I'm assuming he is dating other people, as am I. So you don't have great gossip like you think you do. I do feel like it was a little bit like that because then I would hear like the rumblings and stuff like that. I'm like, oh,
when I had that
we're dating.
my douchey Facebook profile pic with the 2 girls at the pool party. Remember that? They were calling me out on that. Listen, I was enjoying my life. I was single. You know what I'm saying? This is some hater shit. Who cares? You're insecure? Why are you worried about me? I'm not here to please the world.
Things like that. Even when we got together, are you going to update your Facebook status? Change your profile picture? That's so dumb.
Babe, you have to put in a relationship immediately.
We are not
we're
18 years old.
Yeah, no.
Okay? We were in our 30s.
Yeah, we're not insecure little kids.
That is so dumb. Anyways. Let me know what you guys think. Definitely interested in that. Okay, let's talk about, I want to bust a few myths because I love busting myths based on just different comments.
Ooh,
I thought
bust
this,
some
I
myths.
thought that.
Yes.
Can we talk about the myth that I'm gaining weight or I'm not losing because I'm eating too little? Can we just bust that right here? Can you please
How many times I've heard that?
not believe that? It is absolutely not true.
Somebody went on Joe Rogan's podcast, said the same thing. He looked dumbfounded, like, what? Okay.
Yeah.
He knew it was bullshit.
You cannot gain weight if you are eating too little. It's actually impossible.
It's called the law of thermodynamics.
So it's perception that you feel, you think you are eating too little, but you are not. You're not in starvation mode. There is no such thing. Starvation mode means you would be skin and bones.
Yes.
Starvation mode means that you're eating too little.
Go to poor countries and see how those people look.
You
Some of them are
will,
starving
your
to
body
death.
will use its storage,
Every ounce of body fat
and
to
you
keep
will
you alive.
be lean, and you will see.
Yes.
Eventually, you'll see your muscles, and then as you get even leaner, you'll start to use muscle
Muscles,
tissue, and you'll
yep.
just be bone and skin,
Yes.
basically.
And that's what happened to anorexic people who have that eating disorder.
Yes. Like for someone, knock on wood, like a cancer patient at an end of life when they're not unable to eat, what happens? You see them wither away. Do you
Yes.
ever see
Yes.
someone who's ill who stops eating, stop losing weight? Do you see them stop losing weight or gain weight?
No.
No. So why
You're
is it so
right.
hard for people to believe that?
You're super right.
Like my mom,
My mom
when she
too.
was ill,
She didn't.
she couldn't eat. The last 6 months of her life, she was not eating. She lost so much weight. I remember I hugged her in the hospital. I felt all her spine. I felt her spine, all her ribs.
Damn.
If you eat too little, you do not stop. You don't gain weight. So can we stop believing that?
Yes.
Please.
I know what people, you know what it is? People make something up like bro signs. They spew it out to the world and then people run with it. That's, what do you always say? Like for you, you're menopause, correct?
Yes, menopause.
My hormones. I can't lose weight. My hormones. You're living proof at 47. You could be in shape and lose weight.
Yeah.
Or trim down.
Or you
be
can
lean.
be in menopause and not gain weight because
There you
I'm
go. See?
monitoring my macros. I'm exercising. I'm in
She's moving.
full menopause. I'm having menopausal symptoms. I am having hot flashes. My dad was laughing at me because I was having a hot flash at his house the other
You
day.
had
He's
one the
like,
other day
"This is
here."
just like your mother. You're having hot." My dad recognized it.
He did?
So I was like, "Dad, it's so hot in here." He goes, "It's not hot." My upper lip was sweating.
Yeah, you said that the other day in the house. I had to turn the AC on for you.
Yes,
it was a little warm, but
I'm
it wasn't
having
hot.
hot flashes for sure. I'm in the throes
So-
of it, but my body is not affected because I'm on top of it.
See,
If I hadn't been monitoring macros and things like that, yes, I'd be in probably a period of weight gain and
and you'd blame it on your menopause.
yeah, but no.
See, there you go.
Okay, next one. And this is a funny one because I hear this all the time.
Let's go.
Mm.
Bring it.
That I'm gaining weight because muscle weighs more than fat.
Whoa, I've heard that.
Guess what, guys? A pound of muscle is the same weight as a pound of fat. A pound is a pound.
A pound is a pound.
Muscle does not weigh more than fat. I don't know what people mean when they're saying that.
Muscle's more dense.
It's more dense and actually
Yes.
occupies less space.
Yes.
Less space. So like a pound of muscle is smaller and it's going to occupy like less space on your arm than a pound of fat would.
Yeah, like this would be a pound of muscle, and your phone would be, put your phone in there.
A pound of fat.
A pound of fat. And you can see comparisons.
Yeah. Can we stop saying that?
Yeah.
If you have a pound of feathers might take up this entire table.
Yes.
And you might have a 1 pound of rocks. It might be 2 little rocks.
That's it.
It's going to take up less space. But guess what? They're equivalent in weight.
Yes.
A pound of feathers weighs the same as a pound of rocks.
Yep.
So that needs to go away.
Yeah. That's a dumb one. Again, this is people who spew things out into the world and they run with it, and it
Mm-hmm. Right.
goes on for years and years till somebody busts these myths
Someone
down.
just
Like, yeah.
repeats it and repeats it. And then it's
and because
just,
they've heard it so many times, they believe it to be true because it's been
Yes.
ingrained in their brain.
yeah.
So no, y'all are wrong on that one.
Yep. Can we stop saying our metabolism is slow?
That's another
Oh,
one.
I have a slow metabolism. How do
Yes.
you know?
Yeah. Did
Did
you
you-
measure it? What'd
Yeah.
you do, bro? Science?
How do you know your metabolism is slow? Most people do not have a slow metabolism unless you have a diagnosed condition that's usually related to your thyroid, hypothyroidism. Your metabolism is not slow.
Yeah.
Stop saying your metabolism is slow or broken. Guess what? All of these people that are taking Ozempic at one time said, I have a slow metabolism. Why are they suddenly losing weight on Ozempic? If they had a slow metabolism, Ozempic wouldn't help them
So why are they losing weight, babe?
because they're
Break it
eating
down.
less.
There you
That's
have it.
Ozempic has no effect on your metabolism.
See, people see this is the bro science, but people believe that it does. Like it's this miracle drug. No, dude, it's causing you not to eat. It's actually causing you to hate food for some people,
Yeah.
which is bad. It's the
It
bad. It's
is.
bad. You
And
should
then
not
it
have
makes,
that kind
because
of
it
relationship with
makes
food.
it difficult to eat the things that you need to eat. And I feel like people are not, they're throwing it out the window, all the things that they know, because when you are disgusted or when you're not wanting to eat, do you want to eat a piece of protein? No. So what
No.
happens is you're going to lose weight, and it's not going to be the weight you want to lose. You're going to do a lot of muscle wasting.
Yep.
And then, yes, will that affect your metabolism? Absolutely. It will, because the less muscle you have, the slower your metabolism is.
This is going to mess a lot of people up.
It
It's going to be
is.
a good thing. I get it, especially for diabetics who need to
Yeah.
lose the weight and for type
It's
2.
it's a great thing
but-
for obese
Yes.
people, but
Yes,
it's
it is.
not a good way to lose vanity weight.
No, like celebrities and stuff are doing? No.
Yeah, it's not a good solution for vanity weight because it'll just come back. They're going to alter their body composition. They're not, the few clients I have that are on they're on Ozempic,
Yeah.
they have a really hard time getting their eating protein. They're like, I don't even want to look at protein.
Damn.
Like,
See?
I don't want to eat protein. And if they don't eat protein, when you're eating very low calories, your body's going to, it's called muscle wasting. You're
Yeah.
gonna lose muscle.
Yep.
But your metabolism isn't broken. It's funny because I'm having a lot of clients that I've worked with over the years. A lot of my clients I've worked with now for years, off and on. They leave and come back. But I'll put them on macros, and some of them will struggle. Like, I don't know, it must be my metabolism. I'm doing everything right. Some of those people, I have 3 different clients right now on semaglutide, Ozempic type product, and they're losing weight on it. And I'm like, see, do you realize now that you were overeating?
Yep.
Because if now you are losing weight, you were overeating before. There's not some mysterious problem with your metabolism. So if anything, it is like turning on the light for some people. Like, you're right. So
Why can't people realize that, though? They're so in denial. They blame 100 other things except themselves. That's what's annoying. Like,
Yeah.
dude, it's you. Stop throwing aimless calories in your mouth, overeating. That's
Yeah,
it.
you have to. It is.
Stop
it really
lying to
is.
yourself. I know. Again, when I do it, I know I'm only messing myself up when I'm aimlessly snacking. You can't just do that.
All right. So another one. Carbs do not cause fat gain any more than protein, than fats.
Oh, that's a good
It's
one.
equivalent. Carbs do not lead to more fat gain. It is equivalent across the board with protein, fat. It doesn't matter. If I went on an all carb diet but was in a deficit, I would lose weight. I could eat French fries only, a French fry only diet. I could eat rice only.
Yeah.
But if I ate enough, if I ate in a deficit, I would lose weight. Think about this. Survivor. Does anybody ever come off of Survivor gained weight? All they eat on Survivor is rice for 39 days or however many days it is.
And they lose a lot of weight.
And they lose a ton of weight.
Yeah.
All they eat is carbs on Survivor. They're on a carb-only diet. They're losing weight. Can we stop the nonsense that carbs causes fat gain? It does not. It literally does not. Think about it. Use your logical brain. Have you ever seen someone come off Survivor and not have lost weight?
True. You're right. They get so lean.
They get
you could
so
tell,
skinny.
You could tell they lose body mass tissue too.
Yeah,
Muscle
because they're
tissue.
not eating protein.
Yeah. Yeah, they look. Some of them look sick.
Yeah,
like,
they do. They come off
skin and
they're
bones.
messed up.
Yeah.
But yes, we got to stop that. The reason
Good.
why it gets the bad name is carbohydrates. Think hydrate, right? Carbohydrate. It causes you to hold on to water.
Yes.
And so you see the scale bounce around more when you eat more carbs, and people attribute that to like weight gain. But weight gain is not the same as fat gain.
Two different things. For example, when we were doing the keto, and I did get hella lean on it. I was also flat. Again, because there was no carbohydrates in the diet. Had no water.
There was no glycogen storage. Glycogen is stored in your like in your muscles, right? There was no glycogen to fill you up and make
Yes.
you look fit and lean and hard.
Yeah. It got me lean and light, but it got me flat.
I was flat too. I was lean. I was lean for sure because I was in a calorie
It
deficit the
definitely works.
same. I was lean, but I was flat. Now I feel more filled out, more muscular, more tone, more fit.
Got out creatine.
Oh, I love the creatine. And a myth about creatine actually is that creatine makes you hold water. It does, but not the water that you think. It doesn't hold water in your fat cells. When you hold water in your fat cells, you feel squishy, you feel bloated.
Yeah.
Creatine pulls, it's intramuscular hydration. So
Yep.
it makes you feel filled out. It makes your arms feel toned. It makes you feel
Yes.
fit.
Yeah.
And creatine Pure Rebuild from 1UP Nutrition, highly recommend.
Yep.
I've definitely noticed a huge change. I've PR'd quite a few different exercises.
Isn't that crazy? You
in the
were
past
right.
couple months.
I've noticed my strength gains go up too.
Yeah, and I love it. It feels good. Like I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, like I feel
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. That's almost addicting. Like, all right, let's keep pushing.
Okay, another one. Eating healthy doesn't cause weight loss unless you're in a deficit. So eating healthy, great. Whatever you perceive to be healthy, good
Yeah,
for you. But
exactly.
unless you are eating the right volume, eating healthy is not enough for weight loss.
Nope.
A lot of people think, I eat healthy and I exercise, but I don't understand. I can't lose weight. You need to eat less healthy foods,
Yeah.
less than you are currently eating. Because if you're not losing, it means the volume that you're currently eating is too much for you.
I wonder what people's perception of healthy is. We took a poll or a questionnaire. I wonder what people would think, like what the answers would
The
be. You'd
perception
probably
is
blown
probably
away.
totally off.
Yeah.
It's probably
We'll
not
probably
good.
be like, what?
Yeah.
Okay. If you say so.
Because there's so much misinformation. It's like a cesspool
I know.
of misinformation out there.
Yes. Clickbait, false, fake
crazy.
news. Stay away from all that, you guys. Be careful who you follow your advice from. People talk and don't even have the background to back it up. They just run their
Yeah,
mouth. That's what's crazy. People
exactly.
spew information because they heard something. They run with it and they spew it out there. Okay, are you a trainer? Are you certified? Are you a doctor? What are you? Where'd you get this information? Did you research it? Do your homework before you spew things out or assume things.
I know. I thought that blah, blah, blah. Insert myth here.
Insert
I
myth.
heard that. Insert
that.
myth here. I'm
Yep.
like, oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
You know what, you guys?
Funny.
There was a time where people had an excuse to believe the bullshit.
Yes.
I had an excuse because back in my day when I was trying to figure out how to lose weight, my resource was diets on the back of Woman's Day magazine. Okay, I didn't have the internet.
Yeah. That's what's even more impressive.
People nowadays, you have the internet. You can do some research. You can
You could YouTube people,
Yeah.
watch their journey, talk about
people
it.
that
see-
have credentials,
Yes.
that have evidence to support what they're saying.
Yes.
So
Andrew
to
Huberman.
believe the absolutely ridiculous things is shame on you a little bit.
It is.
Shame on you. Because if
come
you're
on.
going to believe it and repeat it,
Spew it
then
out
shame
there.
on you because
Yes.
you're repeating misinformation that you have not done your due diligence on.
Yep.
Don't repeat it. Don't tell your friend oh, I thought that you're not supposed to eat that because XYZ when you don't know for sure. So now you've scared your friend into thinking she can't eat that. Like someone said, "Oh, I thought you're not supposed to eat protein bars." Why? Why
Yeah.
not?
Yeah, why not?
Who said you can't eat protein bars? Nobody questions it if someone eats candy bars all the time. But
Nothing.
if they start eating protein bars, they're like, I thought you're not supposed to eat protein bars.
Or
Who
the
hell
minute you
said-
drink a Diet Coke, oh, but the chemicals. And then you drink a regular Coke, crickets, nothing.
Yeah.
Or I
Oh,
drink a tequila
actually,
drink.
I have that written
Crickets.
here.
Oh, really?
Diet sodas are
Oh,
better
boy.
than regular soda. Or diet soda. The myth is that regular sodas are better for you. Real sugar is better for you.
Real sugar.
Real sugar
50
has more
grams.
calories.
Yes.
Okay. No, the studies show and support that people who replace high calorie beverages with low calorie beverages
Or zero
lose
calorie.
and sustain weight loss at a much higher rate.
And you're living proof. You're in a deficit, correct?
Yes.
And you drink Diet Cokes.
Yes.
If Diet Cokes had any kind of calorie, that was a lie. You wouldn't be losing weight.
Right.
So there you have it right there. Just that alone is
But
proof.
so there's studies, and if you don't, or you want to read the studies, go ahead. PubMed.gov. Search it up. Diet
Okay.
sodas. Also, artificial sweeteners. Don't trick your body into thinking it's eating sugar, therefore it stores fat. I've heard that too.
Oh, man. I've heard
You
that
should
so
eat
many
real
times.
sugar because
Yes.
artificial sweeteners trick your body.
Yeah.
Rah, rah, rah. They
Yeah.
don't trick your body. There's no trickery going on.
No trickery, people.
No
the only
trickery.
trickery is the trickery people are spewing out of their mouth.
Yeah.
Fake news again.
Fake news.
I love
Fake
love
news.
busting people's fake news myths or whatever's out in the world. It's nice.
I know. I swear, I've gotten all of these ones that I'm talking about. They're all questions that or comments I've received in the past couple of weeks.
Keep doing that. keep sending questions in, you guys. We'll keep busting these myths.
Yeah. Let me know, what have you heard?
What have you
Comment.
heard?
What have you heard that you want to know? Is it real or not? Is it true or not? Don't be embarrassed by it, because
no, not at all.
I want the information so that we can bust it or not. Maybe you might have heard something that'll be, you know what? That's actually true.
And listen, don't feel any type of way like we're trying to beat you guys down or make fun of you guys. We're just trying to educate you guys and inform you guys. That's all. We're just poking fun at all the myths out there.
We gotta say
I've
it
heard
in an
so many
entertaining way.
in the industry as bodybuilders. Listen, like back in the day, I was taught, you want to get big, you got to eat everything in front. You got to eat fast food, burritos. So I did all that. But guess what? I got fat. That was bro science. Because you know how hard it is to lose that? It's not that easy.
No.
The psychological factor. And that's the whole premise back then of bro science. Like, just get real big,
and then
pack
you do
as much
cut.
muscle, and then you trim it down. Oh, the trimming down is the hard part, you guys. The gaining weight's the fun part.
The
Trimming all
truth
that
is,
off?
you do not have to put on a lot of body fat to gain muscle. You can absolutely gain muscle in maintenance, and even in a deficit, you can gain muscle. Yes, it's a little slower. Oh, my stomach is growling. Hope that Mike didn't pick that up. But even in a deficit, you can gain muscle.
So isn't one indicator of gaining muscle you're getting stronger, or is that another myth?
No, that's an indicator that you're getting stronger, because what happens is
you're building muscle. You're getting strong because you're building more muscle.
It's sending a message, right? Think about it like a message system. If you create a stimulus in your muscles and do something very hard,
yes,
then your body adapts. Our ability to adapt is amazing. Yes. Our body will be like, ooh, we want to make it so that the next time that Mike lifts that same weight, it's a little easier. So let's grow that muscle a little bit.
Yes.
And then you're like, that was a little easier. So maybe you do a couple more reps. I'm like, damn, next time he does it, we're going to make it even a little more easier. And as long as you're consuming the protein and amino acids.
Yes.
So what happens is when you create the stimulus and it was hard, you're doing that rep. So you feel it in your bicep, that burn.
Mm-hmm.
You're getting little like micro tears in your muscle. But it's sending the message to your brain saying, hey, we want to make it a little easier. So when it repairs those micro tears, it repairs it with the protein that you've consumed, the building blocks of your muscles, ever so slightly bigger.
Yeah.
And that's how your muscles grow. And it's ever so slightly bigger. So you keep pushing the boundaries, you keep pushing the limits, and they'll keep growing and growing.
Yeah.
And then if you stop using it for a while, it'll be like, it'll shrink back down. You get muscle atrophy.
Yeah.
So your body adapts up and down all the time. It's in a constant state of adapting up and down.
Man.
And speaking of that, is that those micro tears that I'm talking about, that's inflammation in your muscles.
Yes.
Workouts cause inflammation, this is what I'm going to end on. There are 3 things that are vilified, 3 words that are vilified in the weight loss and not bad things all the time. It is cortisol. It is the word inflammation. And it is the word insulin. Insulin's the fat storage hormone. Insulin is required to live, okay? We need our insulin. Our pancreas doesn't make insulin. You die without insulin. You have to inject it.
Yes.
Or you die. So it's not always a bad thing. Let's stop vilifying the word insulin. Inflammation is actually what happens when your muscles are tearing and they're rebuilding and all of that. Inflammation is a normal process. Yes, excess of any of these things I just mentioned, excess cortisol, excess inflammation, excess insulin, it's a problem. Yes. But they are all things we need to survive, to build muscle, to live a healthy lifestyle. So let's just stop automatically thinking those are bad and learn a little bit about them without thinking like, oh, cortisol is bad, so I shouldn't exercise because I don't want to raise my cortisol. No, cortisol during exercise is good.
Yeah. Same thing with cholesterol and stress. They get vilified as well.
Cholesterol is another thing. We need cholesterol.
We need it. You understand that, people? We do need it. It's not always all bad.
Yes. So anyways, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Comment below with some myths that you want to know. Yes. Are we busting them or are we saying they are real? I'd like to know for sure. Yep. Also comment on that relationship topic because I'm truly curious about
people's mindset on that. Yeah.
Yes.
Everybody's different. Everybody has their own, way of thinking.
All right, you guys. Thank you so much. We'll see you on the next one.